to welcome you here to the University of Reading, and for those of you that haven't been before, an especially warm welcome. We are delighted to be here hosting this event in association with the Commonwealth Environmental Investment Platform and Clark's Legal. Today has been a day in the university that feels rather focused on climate science and meteorology, insofar as we had the Earl and Countess of Wessex with us during lunch to celebrate and acknowledge the university being awarded the Regius Professorship in Meteorology and Climate Science, one of only 12 such Regius Professorships that were awarded as part of the Diamond Jubilee celebration. And that was entirely appropriate because this university is very proud of its record in all aspects of climate science. And of course the theme of sustainability is one that is particularly relevant too, as we do much here to understand better the impact of and indeed on our urban areas as the climate is changing, making and finding ways for our cities and towns to become more sustainable. So it feels entirely appropriate that we've been asked to participate in this afternoon's symposium. Of course, I'd like to thank Clark's Legal for all their support, and Michael personally, who has been a good friend to the university over many years and a good friend to me since I joined in 2012. I'm particularly delighted to be able to welcome as our keynote speaker Sir David King. David's very significant and distinguished CV is in your pack, and of course, I'm sure you might want to say something about this, he is currently the Foreign Secretary's representative for climate change. All of that's great, but my association with David goes back a number of years when we sat together around the Whitehall Permanent Secretary's table when David was the chief scientist. And I don't think it's any exaggeration to say that David's advocacy for the attention that government needed to give to climate change and climate science more generally was one of the most influential pieces of work we have seen. And certainly amongst the permanent secretaries, we could always rely on David to bring to our attention key issues, not just from the chief scientist's perspective, but the consequences and implications of climate change, as of course they affected all that government did. And when I saw David's appointment as the Foreign Secretary's Special Representative, it seemed to me to be a great signal, one, that David was back in government, and two, that the current government had seen this as such an important international priority for the UK that someday of David's standing and stature was to become the Special Representative. So David, it's great to see you again. It's a great pleasure to welcome you to the University of Reading. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir David King.